I like to grow tiny trees like this one. And I especially like tree species that have some kind of spiritual or cultural significance, which is why I'm growing this cute little guy. This is a Vachellia tortilis, which is an umbrella thorn acacia tree. It's not actually an acacia tree, technically. This is an acacia tree that was born on the same day. You can see they're very different. They have some similarities. The leaves look very similar, but acacia grows much faster. These trees do not naturally grow with that big umbrella canopy. They're pruned to look that way. It gives them a very large canopy surface, which means that they grow a lot more leaves and can be used much more prolifically. But people have been pruning them to look like that for more than 3,000 years. Umbrella thorn trees are sacred everywhere that they grow. In Rwandan tradition, it's believed that different spiritual forces can rest in different kinds of trees, and this tree is associated with Imana, the spiritual creative force, or the creative god. In the area surrounding the Red Sea, when a boy was born, the afterbirth would be hung from one of these trees to connect that boy with his lineage, with his ancestors. Women, however, were not allowed to hang out under these trees. Some of the chemicals that they contain were not safe for pregnant women. The traditional belief was that the tree contained both good and bad spirits, and the bad spirits might harm the women and intentionally cause them to miscarry. The Bedouins revere this tree because it grows very well in the desert. It fixes soil nitrogen, so it provides nutrients to the plants growing around it. It provides shade that helps the ground retain moisture and also helps animals and people survive in the desert. In fact, it's illegal to cut one down, and the punishment is the same as killing a person. If the spirits of your ancestors are living in a tree, you don't want to cut it down. The Ark of the Covenant is very likely made from the wood of a Vachellia tortilis tree. This is also believed to be the same kind of tree that was the burning bush that Moses saw on Mount Sinai. This next part I want to preface by saying this is never going to be a 70-foot tall tree. I'm going to keep it very small, and I will never extract anything from this plant. That being said, this tree, just like many acacia trees, contains a chemical called dimethyltryptamine. And a recent study has shown that smoke made from the bark of this tree does contain that chemical. So as a slow-growing tree, if this were to grow at a high elevation in rocky soil, like on a mountain, it's never going to be a big tree. It would stay the size of a bush. And if you were going on a hike on this mountain and you came across this bush and it was on fire and you breathed in the smoke, you would hear the voice of God. You might also taste colors and travel through time. It's been out of its grow box for a few minutes now, and the leaves are starting to close up. It's sad. I'm gonna go put it away.